Hello everyone, how are we doing? It's me, Mr. Flynn again, doing this button thing on this Twitch stream and seeing how things go, guys. So, Miniko, hello, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Um, Everyone else, how are we doing today? Yeah, we've got Hungary today, so yeah, a very interesting and tricky track for overtaking, as everyone knows. If you did tune in for last week's race, which was Silverstone, known as the United Kingdom, oh, I'll tell you what, guys, that was an absolutely awesome and spectacular race that was. So hopefully we're going to get some more good racing content today and see what happens. Very excited here. Hungary is actually not one of my favorite tracks, but it's just really quite amusing to watch the other racers go head to head with the track. So yeah, we're going to be enjoying that today as always. Yeah, but apart from that, guys, let's head on over to the what was I going to say? Head on over to the track map area guide now. So if you're not familiar with Hungary and you want to know some more bits and bobs about Hungary itself, it has a total of 14 corners and 2 DRS zones, I believe. Yes, there is. One on to the approach of turn 2 when you leave turn 1. And then you've got a massive, massive back straight of DRS opening wide open on the exit of turn 14 across the start and finish line. Imagine, right? Across the start and finish all the way down to turn 1, and then it closes again, right? But then it reopens once you exit turn 1 down to turn 2 when you brake, and then it closes again. So yeah, going to be interesting. Most drivers are probably going to struggle in the areas of turn possibly 6 and 7, and some abouts in sector 2. Sector 3, shouldn't be any problems there unless you do Max Verstappen in 2022 in turn 13, and if you're in a Red Bull, you might want to do a 360. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. Yeah, pretty much. Bog, hello, hello, how you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're excited for today's race. And you're saying you're gonna bottle it. Nah, Bog, I bet you won't bottle it. You'll be fine, Bog. I believe in you. I believe you'll do well today. I believe in you, Bog. You got this. You have got this. But yeah, like I said, you might see a few spins, maybe in turns 13 and 14, and as that can be quite a tricky section of the track to get to grips with, especially if you have hot tyres as well, as that can cause a problem. Flynn Crofty. I mean, I don't know if I'm that good. Sheesh. Alright, jeez, damn. Yeah, I didn't know I was that good. I'm going to do a last two. I want to say, Miniko, you're probably going to... If you do a last to first again, which was actually quite exciting to watch you do, you and Potato had some thrilling racing action. I want to say possibly maybe 7th or 6th place. Maybe in the top 5. Yeah, I'm going to go for the top 5. So your goal today is to get to the top 5. But as we've got that really quick track overview done and talking a bit about Hungary, while still waiting for the lobby to get ready and load in and stuff like that, we'll go ahead and have a chat about Italy, Monza. As everyone knows, the Templar Speeders, you have a massive back straight on the start and finish, which is absolutely massive. And yeah, DRS wide open, as everyone says as well. But yeah, Monza next. That's going to be an interesting track, known for a high-speed circuit. So yeah, not many braking zones really, just more of a straight lines, lefters, right-handers, and stuff like that. But a pretty simple track to get used to. That's bold, Miniko's saying. Well, Miniko, I do believe in you, So, like I said, I do believe you could possibly get a top 5 today, as you are, showing some good pace last time out in Silverstone. Maybe you might get that cheeky interview again, Kappa. Who knows? And then after Italy and Monza, we then return to the United States in Austin. So that's going to be fun. We'll see how that one goes. That should be a thriller of a race to watch. And then you have Singapore, Marina Bay. Now, everyone doesn't like that track. Not because it's got very tight corners and quite a few interesting turns and bends. It could be that. I could be completely wrong. But mainly people do not like it due to the rain. If it rains at Singapore, It's so difficult, especially with Belgium as well for race 9. That's going to be a thrill of a race to watch. If it rains, then good luck to the drivers out there. And one more track that we have to talk about, one of my favourite tracks on the game and on the race calendar of F1 is to the Netherlands, of Zandvoort. You know what? That track there, absolutely insane. And I love that track so much. So like I said, many more races to approach us of season 10 of BRL. But yeah, thriller of races and awesome content for you guys. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Singapore fun, to be honest. Okay, Minico, I mean, everyone has their opinion, you know. That's not bad. That's not bad. But we've got Bug saying, not for me, I cry when I see it. You know what, Bio? You know what, Bio? I am exactly there with you, buddy. I would absolutely cry if I saw Singapore on a race calendar, and it being my next race would be very upsetting for me. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. We'll just sit tight and wait for the lobby to go. So as we're done with talking about a few bits and bobs about the track guide, about the calendar, we'll go ahead and we'll move on over to the wonderful lobby we have today. And of course, we're going to go ahead and going to go and pause good old pretzel so we don't get confused of where audio is coming from. And then I'm just going to check audio output channels just to make sure I haven't broken anything, because if you did not know, Flynn is very well known for breaking a few bits and bobs. But no, guys, we seem to be okay today. So yeah, like I said, we're just going to chill today and see how things go here at Hungary today. Could there be rain? Because I'll tell you what, yesterday's race was interesting, you know. How do I put it? Well, if you weren't watching the tier number 2 stream yesterday, then I'll tell you what, it was spectacular to watch and very interesting. All I will say though is just ignore that in the bottom left, okay? I am actually going to quickly fix that before I get in trouble, you know, by Minico firing me completely, you know, even though he might not realise, but he might realise, but he kept it quiet. But he didn't see anything. I'm going to go ahead and change that just before Minico finds out, because, yeah, we'll just run away, you know. But what Minico saying is back in the Red Bull. Very nice. And then we're going to go ahead and change to that. Wow. It was like nothing. Oh, okay. Well, I said nothing happened, but that looks still. There we go. No, we're back. Oh, brother. We're breaking things already. It's going well. It's going well. But that's fixed and all sorted. And now we're readying up to get into the lobby. So what we're going to go ahead and do is going to close that. We're going to open this and get ready for an awesome race today, as we've got about almost 10 seconds to go. Like I said, Minico's saying he's back in his Red Bull. So let's see how he does today. And let's see how everyone else gets on in the grid. So let's get into it. Thank you, game. Thank you for allowing us to actually load in. Yeah, here we go. I'm a little bit tired today, but that does not mean we're going to cancel the stream. We're going to push on through and provide you guys with some awesome and amazing content. So, yeah, let's crack on and do this. So, if you guys don't know, it's a quick 18-minute qualifying followed by 35 laps around Hungary. But first off, like I said, we've got a bit of qualifying, and we're going to find out who the fastest car is on the track of Hungary. Yeah, we've got a mixture here today. We've got tier 1 drivers, of course, is a tier 1. And then we've got a mixture of tier 2 drivers covering for a few drivers of tier 1. So I'm quite excited to see what pace is going to be like. So we'll get everything set up. So we're going to get the tyres on, we're going to get that on, and we're going to get the track map on as usual, and the telemetry. And we're going to do that, and then we're going to hide all of this stuff. And we are just going to sit tight and wait and see who is going to be the first one to pounce out of the pit lane. But yeah, there you have it. Minico going to go from a last to first again. and see how he does in the Tier 1 challenge today of Hungary, as it's quite difficult to overtake on this track, as many people know. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be quite a struggle for overtakes here, as we have a spin already from Potato. So that is not ideal. And he's had a little spin down in turn 1, but politely reversing and moving out of the way for the 2 drivers in front of him. If you don't know who they are already, it is going to be Ritzy in the Alfa Romeo, and then you have the McLaren of Era. And yeah, and basically so on, guys. So yeah, we're going to ride on board with a few of the drivers in just a moment's time. We're just going to go through who is out of the pits and yeah, see where they stand and see how they do. Traditions, I know, right, Miniko? I bet you do amazing in that Red Bull, and show the Red Bull with so much mighty and power how well you will do today. As we have Mozzie as well in the Alfa Romeo, teammates this season with Ritzy, however. In the good old Haas, we have Goose Slayer. Then we have Ron, who was in the Haas last time out in Silverstone, but today he's going to be in the Williams, so we'll see how he gets on today. Then you have Merck in the Haas, Bio in the wonderful Red Bull, teammates with Miniko this race. And then you have VLX in the Mercedes, leaving the pit lane, but let's actually go on board with the first lap time of the session, as we have Era closing the DRS and then open the DRS once again, leaving turn 1 now, on to the approach of turn 2 and 3. Now, his car control here. Yeah, not looking too bad, you know. Actually looking pretty decent. So, no major issues right there, as we're on to the approach of Sector 2 now in turn 4. And number 5 is a 27 something in the first sector. We'll see what some other drivers can do here and see if they can go any quicker than McLaren so far. As we are now still in Sector 2, but the tricky part of the track is now done and dusted, I believe. So in the tricky S's section kind of thing, you could call it. Alrighty then, so the McLaren coming through, it's a 54.3. What can Ritzy show? He has invalidated, so he's not going to be able to put a time already. A 55.3 for Potato, so those soft compound tyres doing the extra so far, and so far going quicker. As the was yellow flags, I don't know if that was Potato causing that, if causing those yellow flags, or if that was Ritzy himself. As the McLaren crosses the line and does a 1:16.2, and Potato is going to do a 1:17.4, so he's lost some time somewhere. Ron Swanson in the Williams comes across the line. It's a 1:16.9, so we're going to see some very fast laps from the drivers here. As we have VLX, I believe, starting a lap now, so we'll see how he gets on. Goose Slayer has invalidated, so he's not going to be able to put a time on the board yet. Bio's going to be up to the line. Where's this one going to put him? It's going to put him P2 with a 1:16.7. So, yeah, the gap's not looking too bad. So far, all the drivers comfortably in the 1:16s. That's where you want to be, you know. That's where you want to be. Let's go on board with the teammate of Mozzie then. He's going to be up to line. It's a 1:16.9. That puts him P3. That's not bad from the Alfa Romeo there. Surely there's going to be more improvements from the drivers as Merck crosses the line. And is he starting a lap? Yes, he's starting a lap. So we'll come back to him in a bit, as we have Darth. Wow, okay. He goes even quicker with a 1:16.2. Not far off the McLaren though. So the McLaren must have some more pace. But we'll see what happens. Miniko indeed, zoomies indeed. We are zooming here at Hungary today. So we've got more people coming up to the line. Ritzy, I believe, just crossed the line now. It's a 1:16.2. So the margin's not far from P3, P2 and P1. Looking very close. As we have VLX in the pit lane. The Haas of Goose Slayer is going to up to the line now. Where's this one going to put him? They put him P7. With a 1:17.3, so not far off the 1:16s. That's not bad lap right there. We have Blacks. He's going to up to line, and he goes P4 with a 1:16.7. So, like I said, surely there's got to be more pace to find. 100%. I know this is not the full pace of some of the Tier 1 drivers. I know that they can go that a little bit quicker, but I guess they're going to want to show us. So we're going to sit back and wait and see what happens. As Merck is up to the line now. It's a 1:18.7, so not a great lap from him. So he knows he's got to improve by a second. No. 2-3 seconds to get in the 1:16s. And get on average pace of where the drivers are. As we have Alphanesis up to the line. And he's going to be setting a 1:16.4. Which puts in P4. That's not bad from the AlphaTauri driver there. Very good lap indeed. Ritzy up to the line. He's about 1.5 seconds off, but he goes. I don't think he improved. I don't think he did, but he's done a 1:16.2. Yeah, hasn't improved. He's got 3 lap old tyres, so yeah, no improvement there. But I believe there wasn't because he is quite low on batteries, so I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't improve. But yeah, that's not a bad thing. As we have 11 minutes of qualifying to go, and some of the other drivers like Stig now or was going across the line, but he's about to start a lap. So we're going to go on board with him. Let's do that then. So, on board with the Mr. Stig, down into turn 1. And, yeah, not very quick out there, but not too bad exit of onto which turn 2 with DRS wide open in turns number 3. On to the approach of turn 4 now. Currently still in sector 1, but once he gets to the little crossover of where turn 4 is now, where he hits that red curve, he's now in sector 2 territory. So, yeah, now in turn 5. Never mind, I've just realised that he's invalidated. So, yeah, we're not going to see how he gets on his. He has invalidated, like I said. So, yeah, that's quite unfortunate from the AlphaTauri driver there. Darfzard outlap. Run. Currently P8. Is he going to be in the pit lane? No, he's starting a lap, so we'll go on board a run then, unless Ryan's doing a lap. Let's have a look quickly. Ryan is going to do a lap, so we're going to go on board a run, as it's fair, you know, it is fair. And we're going to see how he does, unless Merck is on a lap. No, he isn't. Okay then, Ron is in the Williams today. He is down in turn number 1-ish area. Now into turn 2 and 3. DRS now closed as he approaches these couple of corners. And yeah, Carl looking under control. Running on board of him then. Down to turn number 4. Let's see how he does here. Yeah, cutting that corner a little bit more than some drivers have been doing here, which I have been realising you can cut that corner a little bit more. But if you cut too much, then you will invalidate, which is not ideal. How does he do through here? He does excellent through there, because if you mess that one up and hit the sausage curb, you are going absolutely nowhere. Alright then, down in turns number 10 now. On to the approach of turn 11. He is still in sector 2, but as he approaches this, passes barrier, he is now in sector 3. Down to turn 12, shift down to 3rd, now up into 4th. And yeah, now he should probably downshift into 3rd. Yep, he does. And now up into 4th. Probably downshift to 3rd again, maybe, to get a decent exit, which I did, but maybe not. No, he's in 4th. So, yeah, not bad from the Williams then. So, outside view, awesome camera angle, up to the line. And Ron Swanson has done a 1:16.4. So that is really, really good from the Williams driver there. That's a very, very improved lap as more drivers now cross the line, as Bio crosses the line to do a 1:16.3. Amazing, amazing, amazing. As I was right, the McLaren has got a lot more pace and power to show as he crosses the line to do a 1:15.7. The first driver, may I say, to be in the area. As Stig now comes to line for his first lap, which he didn't invalidate, which is good from him. He goes P9 with a 1:16.8. Mozzie then, he is improved in his lap. Where's this one going to put him? Probably in the 1:15s? No, it's not. It's below his teammate. He's in a 1:16.2. Maybe more improvement from the Alfa Romeo driver there, but we'll see what happens. I am officially last. I mean, that's a dub, but you got a lot of work to do if you want to get through the field, as it can be quite tricky, you know, here at Hungary. So then, Ritzy now starting his up, right on board of him and see how he does. So, DRS wide open as usual, down into turn 1, it will close, and then strangely and surprisingly will open up again. There it is. Now, he's on to the approach down to turn 2, so we're going to ride on board of him and see how he does in this part of the track, and then we'll keep on board in sector 2, as that can be quite a tricky sector as well. So then, he's down in turns number 3 now, on to bridge turn 4. As he crosses this curve on your right hand side, you'll see now there it is. He's now in sector 2, sorry. Okay, so looking like a little bit of a wobble and a wiggle behind the rear, so that's not ideal, but he managed to get the car under control down in this tricky hairpin section now. And yeah, car under control, taking a little bit of much curb, but it's not too bad, like I said. Decent control. And yeah, looking really good so far. Right then, down in turns number, I want to say 8 and 9. Or gone past those, never mind. We're down in turns number 12, sorry. And now there's no purple sectors, so he's not going the quickest car on the track. But if he can get in the 115s, then that is a dub from him. Alright then. Final corner goes very wide, so that's not ideal. He must have lost a couple of seconds there because it's not a 115. It's going to be a not improvement. It's a 118.1, so I think he backed off somewhere. So he might go again. So I want to say we'll ride on board with him in just a second as we've got a Mercedes up to line. It's going to be VLX, which sets the lap time of a 1:17.1. That's not bad from the Mercedes there. Potato, down in his lap time. Same with the Haas is in the pits as well. Goose Slayer, I believe that is. He's on a 1:16.4. It's not bad from him there. Now we've got Merck, who's currently invalidated, so he might go on another lap. We'll see what happens here as he gets around the final 2 corners. So in the pits or out the pits, he's going to be out the pits. So we're going to ride on board with him. And we'll see how he does then. Come back to him in a minute, as I might think the Aston Martin's up. He is indeed. So we're going to go back with the Aston Martin in turns number 12 now. Currently vibing in sector 3. Now turn 13. Car looking under control. Looking absolutely awesome. And yeah, so he's the only Aston Martin driver today, I believe. He's going to be hopefully wanting to score some points as I cursed him. And I said there would be a few spins, and there was a spin. And that's turn 14. That is not ideal for the Aston Martin driver right there. I think he was on for a really decent lap, you know, so that's not ideal for him. So whilst Aston Martin's having a few donut spins here at Hungary, we'll go back on board with the Haas then of Merck, who's down the tricky hairpin section but manages to get the car under control. Decent exit as well. Not a great camera angle, but not much I can do. GG's EA, massive shout out to them. Joking, Kappa. Yeah, he's looking really quick in this part of the track. Looking really quick. He is improving on his 1:17, so this could be in the 1:16s or maybe close to 1:15s. If it's close to 1:15s, he's got a decent chance of getting in the top 5 here. So, how does he do? He is low on battery though, however, so it probably might not be a 1:15. Could be close to 1:16, and he goes P11 for 1:16.6. So that's really not bad from the Haas. But the big question is, can he make it back to the pit lane in time? As we have Ryan up to the line. He is now going to be starting his lap here at Hungary. We'll come back to him in a minute though, because I believe one of the Mercedes is on an out lap. Never mind, it's not that one. Is Potato on a lap? No. His teammate Darth might be on a lap. He isn't. He's on an out lap. Oh, well, Alphanesis. He's in the pits. Stig. He's not an improvement either. What about Ron? Ron's not improving, so with all that, nutshell, back on board with Ryan. Down in turn number 5 now. On to the approach of the tricky section of the track of turn 7 and 6. Getting through there. A little bit wobble, but nothing too major there. Alright then, down in turn number, I want to say 10. Yeah, down in 10. Now 11. The Mercedes up ahead. A little bit of traffic for him. The Mercedes should politely move to the left-hand side. Nice from him. And hello, we've got an improvement in Sector 2 here. So this could be a massive gain here. As Ryan's going to be up to the line very shortly. Riding on board with the Ferrari driver. Up into turn 14. Not going wide, which is really good. This could be in a 1:15, you know. And it is. And he goes P2. And I am sorry, but that is majorly close. If we have a look at the detail of that, right? What is it again? It's not that one. There we go. Leader, sorry. 0.029. That is majorly close. But Darth needs to find some more improvements, as you could see there, almost, I would say not really half a second, as I think he did improve in his lap. But like from P4 half a second. That's not good for the drivers here if they want to improve, you know. But that's a mega lap from Ryan there. Pretty pleased with that. Alrighty then. Looking at some of the other drivers, as someone has crashed, and that is Darth, and he is out of the session. He's crashed in Sector 1 in Turn 3. That is not ideal for the Alpine driver there. Not a good way to end qualifying. We have Mozzie up to the line. He's going to be starting his outlap here at Hungary, so we'll see how he gets on. Hope he gets on well. We've got Bio quite close to is it Alphinesis? No, it isn't. It's the user of Stig. But surely Stig should back off. Unless he's on a lap. He is on a lap, never mind. Stig is on a lap. So he's not improving, it says. 9.6 behind. So he might be in the pit lane. He goes wide. So he's definitely not improving. So we're going to go on board with Bio. And see how Bio gets on here at Hungary. So then, Bio is going to be up to the line, starting his lap here. So, as you can see, DRS is wide open. Beautiful camera angle, I must say. Down into turn 1, DRS closes, and then surprisingly, as you can see right here, it will open up once again. Down in turns number 2 and 3 now. Ryan has retired from the session, as that is basically qualifying done and dusted. He can't get any laps in anymore, as he's currently run out of time. We've got like 50 seconds left of qualifying to go. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. Right, down in Sector 2 now, turns 4 and 5 now approaching this tricky part here where you can get a few spins if you hit that curb on the right-hand side too much. Anyways, then, right on board of him in the hairpin. Looking really speedy. Sound like a little bit of a lock-up on the left front, but nothing too major. All right, then, down in turns number 9 and 10 and 11 as well. And then as soon as he gets, well, a little white line is on my screen in the bottom right where he passes it now with his arrow. He doesn't like go purple, but he is improving on his time. This could be in the 115s if it is. That is very good from the Red Bull driver there. All right, so then, turn number 13 and 14 now approaching 14, the final corner of this track to connect up to the start and finish again. DRS is going to be wide open, as we could see right here. Now there it is, wide open across the line, and he goes P6 with 116.2. So not really a massive improvement. So that's not ideal for Bio. He's got a little bit more pace to find if he wants to challenge for a win here. As Ferrari is up to the line, and he does a 117.5, so he doesn't really improve. He's stay P15. That's not ideal for him there. As we have Merck up to the line, he's going to be coming across. What's this one going to put him on the board, or timing boards for? Goose is up to the line, so 116.4. That puts him P10 for now. Alphanese is off the track, so he's had a little bit of a spin so far. Merck goes ahead of Gooslayer in P11. We have Blacks in the pit lane. And what else do we have? What action else? We've got Ritzy. He's improving on his time, it seems. This could be in the 115s, maybe. It might be, you know, it is as well. And it's quickest. 1:15.6, so mega lap from the Alfa Romeo driver there. Absolutely smashed the time of the McLaren and Ryan as well. But yeah, guys, once again, as you see here, as I click the wrong one again, leader gaps are quite close down from P1 down to P13, you could say. So yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I take that, you know. I take those. I physically actually take those, you know. That's actually good for some of the drivers, as Merck gets a 5-second place grip penalty for blocking. So that's not ideal for him. Bear with me for one moment. Alright, had to have a quick sip of my drink. Alright then, so that is your grid for today. P1 down to P13. My first time seeing the drivers within a second, but then as you can unfortunately see, down from P14 down to P15, some of the drivers not improving. Yeah, that's not ideal there. But Minico retiring from the session. He's going to be seeing if he can get in the top 5, which I'm rooting for him today. A 16-7 Tier 2 champion. Oh, hello, Blacks. Yes, I remember you. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's a really good lap, Blacks, you know. GG's on that, you know. GG's. But, yeah. Merc has been slapped with a 5-second place grid penalty thing. Gonna be vibing? Indeed you are, Minico. Indeed you are. But here we go. We're waiting for all the players to sort their setups out. So whilst they do that, I'm going to get the trap map up on my screen if I can speak tonight, because it's not going well. Oh, the joys of Flynn, eh? I'm going to get some sound settings sorted quickly, or audio, just to turn up. I just want to turn up my volume a bit, so we're going to... Right, turn up to 7. So now we're going to quickly turn something down. Bear with, guys. Apologies for this. Game so easy. I wish I could say the same, you know. I wish I could say the same. I don't think formation lap is on. So we're going to be straight into the race with 5 red lights very, very shortly in 2 seconds' time. So, yeah, good luck to everyone on the track. Hope you have a good race and stuff like that. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out. And away we go for round 5 of Hungary at BRL. And I must say, a very even start, as a very, very delayed start from there, from my point of view, so I couldn't get into spectator cam. But Ritzy seems to have got the better start on the McLaren. The McLaren and Alfa Romeo going to wheel now. But McLaren's still there, surprisingly. And looking to take the lead down into turn number 2 with no contact now in turns number 3. And Ritzy has, surprisingly, somehow managed to stay ahead. And Minico, right off the bat, as you can see right there, P13 was P16, but making up some positions. And, yeah, whilst we've got the drivers going around on the track, we're going to have a look at position changes. So, a few losing a few positions. There's a front wing end plate off that Mercedes of VLX, I believe. And it is, yes, that's his left-hand side of the wing. That is not ideal for him. There's a contact with a few drivers. I don't know if that was Stig causing that contact as well. If we look on board with him, I think he's got a bit of damage because he's going wide in a couple of areas. We have a look now. Yes, he has got damage, and it's his right-hand side winglet. But yeah, Minico so far, P11, not a bad getaway for him. As we have some drivers, unfortunately, into the pit lane. For example, Ritzy's in... Not Ritzy, sorry. No, Ritzy is into pit lane. Never mind. What's going on here? Has he got damage? That's not ideal. Starting in pole position. Now boxed. That's not ideal. As we have Blacks currently down in P13. Has he got any damage? No, he hasn't. He's now making up a move on the Aston Martin. Very nice and easy move done there. The Aston Martin looking a little bit squiggly out of that corner. So, yeah. Not bad. Already a 1.2 second gap to the leader. And Ryan maybe trying to pressurize the leader slowly, as we have Darth, who's currently in P3, managing to hold on to the back of the Ferrari for now. But can he hold on to lap 3, where he'll get DRS to get closer? And Bio now currently 1.2 seconds behind of P3. Can he do anything to get closer? And Ron Swanson in the Williams, however, is 1.4 behind. So, is he able to make any changes here and maybe get closer? Potato down in P6 right now. Half a second within Ron Swanson on the hard tyres as well. So, lap 3, can the drivers hold on to get closer? And see how they do. Minico started P16, now in P8. So, this is a really good drive from the Red Bull so far. I have predicted that he might get top 5. So, we'll see how he gets on as the McLaren goes across the line. And it's a 1:19.4. Let's have a look at tyre strategy, Sarah. So detail, having a look at your tyres then. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers on the mediums. Of course, we had the likes of Stig boxing for damage and VLX as well boxing for damage. As we have a position change from Mozzie, I believe, or going wheel to wheel with the AlphaTauri of Alfa Nices and making it past, I believe. No, he's not. It's still wheel to wheel. Alfa Nices keeping ahead, I believe. Yeah, all drivers are on the hard tyres except for 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. But yeah, everyone going for a slow strategy at the beginning, but most drivers wanting to get the job done and go for that aggressive strategy. Anyways then, the Haas is fairly close to the back of Potato right now, so we could see a move change for P6 here. Miniko is also on the back of this little train that's beginning to form. And yeah, so not bad from him. Alphanesis as well on the back of his little train. This train is quite big. I would say it's from P7 all the way down to P10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved in this. But Potato is sadly losing touch of number 5 so far. But he's not using much of that battery. But Potato's actually saving battery. So I think he's the most that's got the most battery saved right now. And I think he is. But Alphanesis, hello, is challenging the mighty Red Bull driver of Miniko. Miniko using that battery, having a bit more straight line speed from the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri trying to make the move around the outside. Now the AlphaTauri have the line into turn number 3. Still wheel to wheel, but the AlphaTauri does back off, which is quite smart there, as you can't take 2 cars through here. Turn 4, and the Red Bull is ahead. So that's good racing there. Very clean racing, and room was given as well. But yeah, the Haas making a little bit of a mistake, which now Miniko will be pouncing on the back of that Haas very, very shortly. But he's got a very speedy and probably frustrated Alphanesis behind. As Alphanesis will probably not be happy in the cockpit right now, as he tried to make a move. And yeah, to be honest, he misses opportunity, and the Red Bull seemingly having a little bit more straight line speed than the AlphaTauri, but the AlphaTauri is very, very close to the Red Bull behind. So the big question here is, does he have enough straight line speed, and will he make the move now as he turns on the DRS but doesn't use the battery? But running on board doesn't seem to be gaining much. Miniko not really using the battery either. Down to turn 2, and no position swap at the moment, as we're down to turn number 3 almost, and turn 2. But yeah, the Red Bull just under a bit of pressure now from the driver behind, but nothing major at this moment of time. Yeah, the lead right now, which is Era in the McLaren, is now 1.9, but now 2 seconds ahead. So he's a clearer DRS. And I will say, I think Ryan is a little bit under pressure from the Ferrari behind. So that's not ideal for him. But yeah, we could see a position swap here, as I believe, as you did see there, the Ferrari driver is on the hard compounded tyres. So the pace advantage right now is coming from the Alpine as he turns on the battery. Could we possibly see a move down into turn 1? He's getting closer, but not close enough. Down into turn 2. If he gets a really good exit, as he goes a little bit too deep and a little bit too wide, that will compromise his exit, and he won't have enough to enough momentum to get close enough to the Ferrari and look for an opportunity to move. But right now, we've just got a DRS train falling behind. And that's Miniko getting past the Haas. But hello, Alphanesis going around the outside of the Haas as well. The Haas trying to make the move, or defend the move, shall I say. And yeah, he's done it. Turn 4, Alphanesis passed, and Miniko's passed. And Miniko's only 2 positions away from getting into top 5. So so far, Miniko, 6 laps in the Red Bull. And yeah, doing, but we've had a spin. And that is not ideal. That is Potato round in turn number 6 and 7, so that is not ideal for the Alpine driver there. That was quite unfortunate there. So that is now Miniko sitting right now in P6, but now he's got to close that gap on P5, and if he can, he could get a hint of DRS. Otherwise, he's going to be under humongous pressure from the AlphaTauri behind, but he is under a second, so he should get DRS, and he does, you know. So yeah, that is really, really good there, as we had yellow flags again, and that is Stig that has spun in turn 10, so that's not ideal for him. Alright then, turn number 1, No move's going to happen yet, but the Red Bull is gaining and gaining on Ron Swanson ahead. And Ron going a little bit too deep, giving the advantage to the Red Bull to get even closer, which the Red Bull of Minico is right now. And he's half a second away from getting past the driver. As I had another spin, and that is the Aston Martin round in turn number 1 and 2 area. I think it's a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's not ideal either. And the Williams driver of Ron looking and settling in to feel the pressure of the Red Bull behind us. He made a massive mistake into turn number, I want to say 5, which I believe put Minico slightly under a bit of panic as he backed off there, as he thought the Williams driver might have been here. So I might back off a little, so I give him a little bit of space and breathing room. Alrighty then, the Red Bull once again is under pressure from Alpha Nesis, but it's a big question is, when is he going to make the move? He's looking on the inside already, down to turn number 14. Could we see a move change here from Minico going forwards to backwards down to P7 again, which would not be ideal for the Red Bull driver there, as Minico has turned on the battery. I think Alpha Nesis as well has turned on the battery. He hasn't, you know, but Minico so far does not have the battery advantage, as so far the AlphaTauri will have the advantage. And yeah. But lap number 8, and your leader is still in the McLaren of Era, and Ryan managing to break DRS with Darth. So Darth had a moment somewhere, which is caused him to lose DRS, which is not ideal right there. But Bio is currently 5 seconds behind right now. Currently in P4. That's not bad for him there. Ron Swanson currently chilling in P number 5. And the Red Bull not far from getting around him as Alpha Nesis looks like he's almost pushing the back of the Red Bull there down into number 10 and 9. But yeah, Alpha Nesis showing that he has so much more pace and speed than the Red Bull in the corner. So it looks like the Red Bull is carrying a lot more low or a lot more high wings for that massive straight, which we're now about to come to on turn 14 and start all over again. And it looks like the AlphaTauri has got a lot more low wings to go quicker and faster in sectors 2 area. I think that's what the setup is designed for. As we get closer and closer and closer and closer, Alpha Nesis looking to have a move, but doesn't want to make the move yet. Down in turn number, or onto which turn number 2 now. Minico is just so close, but he's waiting for the right moment. But what I've realized is his battery is really low, and the AlphaTauri's battery is much more higher than Minico's right now. So Minico using a lot of the battery, which is not ideal here at Hungary. So yeah, not any position changes right yet, as Minico has a little look down the inside in turns number 7 and 6, but doesn't make the move because that would not be ideal either. Now in this tricky sector where the AlphaTauri is just all over the back of the Red Bull driver, as we ride on board with Alpha Nesis right now to see if he could possibly look to make a move. But the Red Bull is quite close to the back of Ron, down in turns number 12, now 13. Just look how close he is, right? He could shape to make a move. He gets a really good exit in turn 14, which he's trying, and it looks like he has. But the Red Bull might look to get past, but we've got Alpha Nesis gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining. Going to the wide camera angle now, wheel to wheel with the Red Bull driver. The Red Bull might look for a switchback. He does, you know. Alpha Nesis going a little bit too deep, but managing to keep it all together, you know. And he has passed the Red Bull. So that's Alpha Nesis up 1, and Minico is down 1. So that is not ideal for the Red Bull driver there. So let's see this pace advantage with the AlphaTauri. Quicker in Sector 2 than Minico. Fastest in Sector 1, the game is saying. Don't know if that's ideally true, but you never know. So let's see how he does. Right on board with the AlphaTauri now. And looking at it, he has a lot more pace to show. And that is Merc that has crashed in turn number wherever it is. But he's lost a wheel down in turns 3 and 4 around that kind of gap. That's 2 retirements in the sessions we had so far. We lost Stig and Merck. But yeah, going back on board with the AlphaTauri, he's looking to shapeshift and move up into turn number 1, really. So good exit here, turn 14. The Williams going a little bit too wide, compromises exit. And now the AlphaTauri just turn on that battery, have the DRS wide open, wide at camera angle shot once again down to turn number 1. And that is the AlphaTauri blasting past the good old Williams driver there. And that's Alphanissa's up a few more places. But unfortunately, Minico is losing out to this as he went up a position on the Haas of Goose. And then losing it to AlphaTauri. That's quite disappointing there, because I know Minico would be feeling a lot of pain. Like, he was in front of the AlphaTauri, some of the AlphaTauris in front of him, and then the AlphaTauris managed to make a move on the Williams. So now Minico's going to struggle because he'll be in the dirty air of the Williams. So he's got to get past his car quickly if he wants to keep on the tail of and in the tracks of Alphanissa's. But yeah, Alphanissa's right now P5 and seems to be gaining on P4. So far, we could be seeing a good race here, as the Red Bull is on the hard tyres as well. So yeah, it's not bad for him, as Ron has lost DRS. So Minico might look to make a move down in turn number 1. Let's see how he does here. Currently P7, wanting to be P6. Can he do it? Batteries on for Ron. Batteries on for Red Bull. Down into turn number 1. DRS going to be wide open for the Red Bull. Down on the inside. And still wheel to wheel. The Red Bull should get DRS though. And he does. They're going to go wheel to wheel down to turn number 2 and turn 3. The Red Bull going around the outside. The Williams keeping on the inside. Still wheel to wheel. The Williams going a little bit too deep. Might have been a little bit of contact, but didn't seem there was contact. And the Red Bull has passed. Finally, he's done it on lap 12. And that is Minico now in P6. Now he's got to wake up and try and catch up to number 5. But that might not be possible. But we'll see what his pace is like under fresh air and good old pace. And yeah, we'll see how he does. But Alphanissa's right now is 2.2 behind and seems to be gaining on P4. So yeah, like I said, I think the AlphaTauri is running low wings in the part of Sector 2 where he can gain the most time, which is actually not a bad strategy play. So yeah, that's not bad from the AlphaTauri there. So Bio will be under pressure in a few laps time. But right now, the mediums should be starting to fade away. 2.3 is the gap to the leader so far. And that gap seems to be decreasing, as I believe Ryan might be starting to push. Or maybe not. But 2.1 realistically isn't far ahead. Because he's on the mediums, those mediums are going to have a lot more wear than the hards so far. So the hards now will be a fastest tyre. They'll be faster than the mediums because obviously they're the same lap tyre age. But the mediums would degrade a lot quicker and be a lot slower in some sort of case. Hairpin section out. Ferrari tidally through there. And McLaren seems to be pushing, so he might be in the box soon. Or maybe in the box this lap. You don't know. You just don't know what happens here. So let's have a look at detail and have a look at the tyres right now. Yeah, all 12 tyres. Or all 12 lap old tyres. And so far your most position loss is Ritzy, who started on pole position and is now down in P11, having quite a lonely and quiet race. So he is probably waiting for a safety car to appeal and emerge. As no, the McLaren is not in the pits yet. Maybe lap 15 might be his pit stop, as Ryan is almost a second within. But he's gotten 2 seconds out, so he might be a second in this lap coming if he can keep it all together and just chill and relax and save those tyres. And like I said, Alphanissa's, where is his pace coming from? I am shocked. Lap number 14, he gets past the Red Bull on lap 12 or 11, I think it was. Or not, yeah, past the Red Bull. And then next lap later on lap 11 or 12, he gets past the Williams of Ron Swanson. And now he's not even, I don't think he's even touched the battery, or he must have touched it a little bit. But he's now under a second within DRS range of the Red Bull driver. This pace is absolutely insane from the AlphaTauri here today. So yeah, we could possibly see a podium position here. If he's managed to catch up this much, who knows how much pace he'll have once he gets past Bio. So We will see what happens. But Bio could play the team game here and maybe hold him up so Minico can catch up. But yeah, you never know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But the battle for P4 is about to commence, and it could be just an easy peasy pass for the AlphaTauri. But yeah, like I keep saying, and I always will say, he seems to be running a lot lower wings than the other drivers. So yeah, he's going to be quicker in Sector 2 than the others if they're running quite high wings. And I would expect that, you know, as Ryan's on a mega push lap, I think he's done. And he's 1.6 from the McLaren, but he hasn't used hardly any battery, so the McLaren making a hefty mistake. And there's contact. There is contact indeed, and that is Alfa Nisa's round and Bio round. And oh blimey, that is not good for those two drivers. But Minico predicted top 5. He is now P4, so he is once again finds himself ahead of Alfa Nisa and his teammate Bio. So they could have got away with damage there, but I'm not too sure. But that was crazy. So I think they went wheel to wheel. The Red Bulls turned in, and Alfa Nisa didn't really turn in just yet. And then they made contact, and then that was them both round. Alfa Nisa's going off the track and having to give up 1 position, maybe 2. But no, what is going on here? Alfa Nisa is now ghosted. So I don't know what's going on. Has he left this session? Has run on board with him? No, he hasn't. But is it Bio's? Oh, did he push him wide? Oh, okay. Thanks, HD. Thanks for letting me know about that one. I did see a bit of content, but I couldn't see because it looked like on my screen that the AlphaTauri turned in. But if you're saying that he got pushed wide, then yeah, I can understand that. So it might be a penalty for Bio if the stewards took that one. Anyways, the McLaren's in the pit lane after having a mega start. Finds himself down in P number... Oh no. He's going to be down in P number 9. In a bit of traffic. That's not good. I say P... Oh! That's ruined his outlap opportunities because that was Mozzie trying to get around him. And he has done so and got around him. So, cold tyres from the McLaren. How is his outlap going to be affected now for having a little bit of a squeeze from the Alfa Romeo there? But yeah, Minico started P16. Now is P3 because of the boxing of the McLaren. All he needs is a safety car, and he's got himself a podium. But this is a mega stint from the Red Bull driver here. But yeah, very unfortunate from AlphaTauri being forced wide and Bio, I believe, not leaving any space. But yeah, it's so annoying because what's annoying is the AlphaTauri got past the Haas and the Williams, and now he's got to do it all over again. But it's lap 16, so every time he's sitting behind these cars, Minico will get further and further away because he's being held up. But he might look to make a move into turn number 1 as we have Darth as well in the pits. Was he on the mediums? I think he was, you know. He was. So he might have done the amazing overcut, but I don't think he has, you know, because the McLaren of era has had DRS, which has helped him out so much. And Alfa Nisa's not having the battery to get past, but the McLaren behind era making a move down to turn 1, getting past Muzzy, and now he sets eyes on the P number 6 as he will have the fresher tyres than everyone else. Is still on the hard tyres, still staying up. Minico now P2, and he seems to be pushing now. So we'll see what happens. And after Darth's box, he's still in the points, you know. So this could be a net P2, P1. Oh yeah, net P2 and net P1 for Era now. So yeah. As Goose Slayer has been hit with a time penalty. Let's have a look at time penalties then. That's 3 seconds for Ron Swanson and Goose Slayer for going too wide on the track. So they need to keep it under control for less penalties if they don't want any more. And yeah, but P6 AlphaTauri is still stuck behind the Haas and Ron Swanson, but he might look to make a move into turn number 1. We'll see what happens here though. The Ferrari on the hard tyres still out, may I say. So you'll see what happens here. Red Bull's still out as well. Era is all over the back of Alfa Nisa, but Era will have more fresher grip and tyres, and the McLaren is all over the back, okay? He's all over the back of the AlphaTauri. He's going to make a double opportunity move here. Oh, he is, you know. Hang on a minute. That was set to be a tremendous move. And he's past the AlphaTauri into turn 1. Next is the Haas. See how he gets on here. But yeah, the more the AlphaTauri fights, the more his race is going to be ruined at the moment. Yes, he did HT. Era started on the mediums, boxed, and he went down to P9. Now he's P6, so he's your net lead. He's your probably going to be your net P1. But if he keeps getting held up, then Ryan will have a free pit stop at the moment. It seems. Of how big the gap is right now. So let's have a look then. Is Ryan going to be in the box? No, he isn't. He's still staying out. 14 seconds is your gap to the leader right now. 14 seconds. Insane, right? Right then. Up next is the challenge for the McLaren. Next up is Goose Slayer in the Haas. Let's see how quickly the McLaren can make it past. We have yellow flags. And that is a drive round. Is that Black's round? I think it is, you know. It is. And that'll be the Aston Martin. Get up to P number 12. And Black's going down to P number 13. The Haas looking to set eyes and make a move up on Goose Slayer down in turn 1. And this could invite the McLaren. It is, you know, down into turn number 2 now. The McLaren going wheel to wheel with the Haas out of turn number 2 into turn 3. McLaren Haas still side by side. The McLaren gets forced off the track, I believe, or forced a little bit wide. And that is not ideal. You do not want to be fighting with these guys because now the gap to your leader is 15 seconds. So the more they fight, you know, the more they fight, the more it's going to give the advantage to Ryan to just box and be ahead. Pulled a 1 second Minico. 1 sec Minico. Yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. The more fighting this does, the more that Minico will slowly start to run away. Same with the Ferrari and same with the other drivers. So the McLaren's got to play it smart here. But he's all over the back of the Haas once again. The Haas not looking to box yet. Lap 20. Those hards will start to fade now. The McLaren all over the back of Goose there. DRS wide open. He's possibly going to look for a move down to turn 1. Surely he's going to have a look. He is, you know, down to turn number 1. Late braking. No contact. Going a little bit. Get a better exit than the Haas. Still wheel to wheel. Little bit of contact there. So some drivers not willing to give as much room as they would like to on this track, as it's quite difficult. Then the McLaren will have the inside line. More contact again from the Haas and the McLaren. But that is the McLaren up and through into P number 5. Now the AlphaTauri is all over the back of the Haas, but maybe not able to make the move just yet. Now, the McLaren needs to get past the Williams here, and he'll up into P4. But looking at it, no move as we've got a spin, and that is Mozzie, I think. No, it's Darth. Is it? No, sorry, that is Goose Slayer, who is round in turn number 7, or not 7, number 8, sorry. And that is not ideal for the Haas, so he's lost out on a few positions there, but still P9, so not bad for him. He's still in the points. Okay, then, Ryan's in the box. Where's this going to put him? Minico's in the pits as well. No way. If the Ferrari gets ahead of the McLaren, it's game over. Literally game over for the Ferrari. Or not Ferrari, from the McLaren, because he's on the hard, so the Ferrari will have so much more pace than McLaren now. But he's got one of his tyres, of course, but he's done it. The Ferrari has managed to pull out so much time in front with them battling of the McLaren and behind, getting stuck in traffic. And now Era has got so much work to do, and he might not be able to get his race win as the Ferrari will be on the fresher mediums, which will go a lot more quicker than the hards. Just say that now. So, Minico right now has boxed, and I believe the AlphaTauri has as well. But Minico P7 and P6 right now has not boxed. P5 has not boxed. P4 has not boxed. P3 is Era, so he's already boxed. Ryan, though, is stuck in traffic, which has opened the door for Era here to get back under a second. So he'll have DRS on this back straight. This could be barred into the pits, though, holding up the Ferrari, which is not ideal. So Not the best outlappers. Bio is into the pit lane. Okay then, so McLaren having DRS. So this time there's been a spin, and that is Darth round in turn number 14. That is not ideal for him there. Still carrying on though. Minico now in turn number 14. P7 right now. He'll be moved up to P number 6. And now he's got to get past Darth, as Darth's still got a box. So, yeah, top 5 so far. Looking well for the Red Bull driver on Minico right there. Era, though, is 1.2 behind. So the Ferrari is clearly pushing now. And he'll now be quicker than the McLaren. So it's probably game over. And probably the McLaren will probably be setting in for P2. So, unfortunate there in case the Ferrari makes a mistake. And that'll be P1 for McLaren again. Excuse me. Alright then. AlphaTauri all over the back of Bio, almost. It looked like it was. But if you just tuned in, a warm welcome to you. You join us for round number 5 of Tier 1 of Hungary today, of BRL Season 10. And all I will say is the AlphaTauri of Alphanesis, he's got a lot more downforce, it seems, in Sector 2, because he's a lot quicker than some of the drivers. As Merker's left the sessions, that's probably a game lag. Or never mind, it's not. He's retired, so he's probably left. Tyre wear, I know is high, but I don't know. I don't think the Ferrari will struggle. I don't know. He shouldn't do. He should be fine. Should be fine. How long can Bar keep the AlphaTauri behind? Probably not long. As the Red Bull of Minico is slowly approaching Darth. Alphanesis is using their battery down to turn number 1. Could we see contact once again? He did, you know. And that was a little bit sketchy from both drivers there. So, we're going... Oh, my bad. We're going wheel to wheel, almost. Turn number 3 now. Could be a good old switcheroo, and it's not, you know. That's the AlphaTauri up into P number 7. Blacks has crashed and DNF'd. And that has brought out safety cars. So that puts everything else in perspective now. Drivers could box for a new set of mediums. Ryan is easily going to win. Tyres won't drop off enough with him staying out a few extra laps. No, Blacks is okay. You know, it happens. You know, it's not your fault. But we've got a safety car. There we go. Lovely. That is Ryan into the pit lane. Era into the pit lane. Ron into the pits as well, followed by Ritzy. What about Minico, though? Have a look at tyres. Mediums, 21, 22 lap olds. This has really helped out Ron and Ritzy as well, saying that. Minico's staying out. Hello. What's going on here? Minico's hungry for a race win here, it seems. So, excuse me. He comes out in P number 3. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad there. Excuse me, I'm just going to sip my drink. Oh, yeah, just realised that he's on 2 lap old tyres, so not much of a tyre wear difference. But I believe the whole track should be on new mediums, and they are. So, what an exciting way to end the race. And the McLaren, once again, has his moment here to show his true form, true battling, and true pace to probably get a race win here at Hungary tonight, at Budapest. Everyone knows. The safety car will probably be in lap 26 or 27, depends how long it takes for VLX and the Aston Martin to catch up. Anyways, whilst we're waiting, guys, any questions you'd like to say in the chat? If you want to find out more information about BRL Racing League, then join our Discord. It is in the Twitch chat right now. You know, have a look at it in the Discord. Trust me, if you're looking to drive as well, we are open to driver late season things. yeah, make sure to check out the YouTube channel for Nightbot as well, which is posted there. And also, if you just scroll up a little, there is a Twitter link. If you click that, then you get sent to the Twitter. Yes, it is HD. It's Mr. Flynn on comms. That is correct. You got me on comms today. Well, I say you got me today. You got me for the whole season of Tier 1. Do you think you can cope? Do you think you can? I wonder. SMH HD. Lol. Goated, that's good to hear. That's good. Goated comms, amazing. I'm glad you like the comms. I'm good to hear that. Yeah, you're alright. Be in the next lap, so be in lap 26. Chanda, I believe he is sick right now. So, yeah, unfortunately he couldn't be here today. He's sick and wasn't feeling great, so, yeah, didn't have the energy to race, I believe. So, hope he gets well soon. But yeah, we've got an exciting end to this race. So, if you didn't know, at the beginning, right, of this race, in qualifying, when Minico comes along, this is only his practice for Tier 2, which will be on later on, which I won't be there for, unfortunately, because I can't do Tier 2 anymore. And all I will say, right, Minico retires from the session in qualifying and starts at the back of the grid. I said top 5. This boy, right, this Red Bull driver is in P3 from P16. How the flip has this happened? Ryan should be able to pull away, given his pace on the hards, being able to reasonably hold in that first stint. Who's doing tier 2 comms? It should be Ramir, I think is how you say his name. Ramir, I think. But anyways then, safety car in, restarters go, 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 and already P4's already under attack from the AlphaTauri. Minico not getting a decent restart, but managing to keep P3 for now. But he will have a very, very angry AlphaTauri on the way now. But the Williams managing to hold him up here and managing to stay ahead. So this is yeah. That is true. He is with the oldest tyres, but never mind. That is his race done and dusted because Minico's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is not ideal. So unfortunately, unless Minico can pull out a 3-second gap, then that is his race done and dusted, and he'll be on his way backwards and instead of forwards. But he has almost broken a 1-second gap to the Williams already. And it's still lap 26. So if he could do some mega pace here, he's got to pull out 3 seconds. Darth was making challenge up ahead, but there was contact between the Mercedes and the Aston Martin, I believe. And that's not ideal. So that's Potato now in the points, now in P10. Darth looking to challenge maybe. Mozzie later on. Bio getting past, or not, sorry, Ritzy, sorry, getting past Bio there, and he's now up into P6. P number 5, AlphaTauri is still behind, but Minico is P3, 3-second time penalty, I believe, for going a little bit too wide. It's not ideal. He's 1.2 now from the cars behind. He's got to pull out a little bit more time than that, so hopefully he can with the last couple laps we have. But just to remind you, he is on the older tyres by 2 laps, so he's going to struggle a little bit with everyone else on the fresher tyres. Alright, then McLaren still behind Ryan, under a second now, so we'll see how he does. I believe next lap DRS should be enabled, so lap 28, and it will be a go, 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 go. But Minico's got a lot of work to do to pull out 3 seconds. But yeah, the AlphaTauri is still stuck behind the the Williams, sorry. So hopefully he can make a change. Right on board with the AlphaTauri. should easily get past it, but he isn't because the Williams is using battery. Turn 1 though. So close. No contact made. Oh, there was a little bit of a moment for the Alpha Tauri. And that's now brought Rizzi into play in the Alfa Romeo. So, you see how you can see as Ryan has been slapped with a 3-second time penalty. So that's made it even easier for the McLarens. That's not ideal. Not ideal. So that is now Ryan's race done and dusted. Exactly, HT. He could, you know. He did start P1 though, so it is unfortunate that he believe he got damage on lap 1. So he had to box on lap 2. So this could be a decent recovery for Rizzi here. As he is quite close to the AlphaTauri, so he could set to make a move here. Battery on, DRS on. AlphaTauri though, very close to the back of Williams. But looking to make a move down to turn 1. Had a spin from someone. Well, we haven't, no. Don't know what's going on there. Game being a little bit confusing, but the Williams still side by side with Ron. And that is the AlphaTauri through. Hello. Rizzi trying to go through there, but that's not where you really see two cars trying to get past. But that was a brave and almost a bold move from the Alfa Romeo driver there. So that is something you don't see every day, I will say. Something you don't see. Era now is almost losing DRS. He could still get it this lap. I don't think he is though, because he's now over the 1 second gap the Ferrari of Ryan is. So I don't think he's going to get it. Yeah, he could still win if he breaks DRS, which is possible, like you said, on his pace and wise and stuff like that. As Ryan goes faster with a 1:17.7, Mozzie now losing a position, I believe, to Darth, and as Darth up into P number 8, he'll now set eyes for Bio in P7, see how he can get on. Alphanesis already on the back of Minico, so Minico is 3.3 behind Era right now. Ron Swanson now past the Alfa Romeo once again. So that is not ideal. The Alfa Romeo looking to come back into turn number 4. Can he make it happen? No. He goes wide. Way too wide. And that is not ideal. That's not ideal there. As I pressed the wrong button there. What's Ryan's ERS? It is 14%. So far, it's not looking great for the Ferrari because, I mean, it is and it's not, because the McLaren of Era has about 6 and he has 11. So there's a little bit of a different range of battery there, but Alphanesis on the back of the Red Bull, possibly looking to make a move into turn number 1, which is very likely here. Minico's battery-wise is going to be 62%. He's not using much of the battery, but he turns it on now to try and run away from the scary AlphaTauri that is slowly approaching behind, but the Red Bull could do nothing about it maybe, but he is going defensive into turn number 1. And AlphaTauri possibly going back for a switchback. It is, you know, decent exit, you know. Obviously, fresher tyres than the Red Bull. The Red Bull is on 2-lap-old tyres, older than the rest of the grid, or on fresher tyres, so they have the advantage. Down to turn number 3 now. And the AlphaTauri is still behind, which is actually quite surprising. It might be a little bit tough, yeah. Bio now getting slapped with the 3-second time penalties. Why is it always 4 laps to go to the end of the race and then penalties start coming into play? Why does that happen, you know? I guess it's just some drivers getting a little bit too desperate and a little bit too greedy on some of the track, and yeah. It might have been a better idea for Minico to pit, but it is strategies. I don't think he meant to get that 3-second time penalty. So He's still got to pull out another 2 seconds. Don't even know that'll be possible. It should be possible, but he's got pressure to let the if he lets the AlphaTauri through, right, and stays within DRS range, he should be able to comfortably pull that gap with the help of the AlphaTauri. But down to turn number 1, Minico going defensive again, and onto the approach turn number 2 now, where the AlphaTauri will have DRS, but the AlphaTauri has not got the battery, but Minico has, I believe. He has. He got more battery than him. So, Ritzy finally making it through once again and looking to stay ahead so he can now put pressure on Alphanesis and see what happens there. Yellow flags and the Aston Martin has spun on turn number 10 or 9. But yeah, Ritzy, let's have a chat about him. Started P number 1, got the fastest lap in qualifying, and then losing it on lap 1 in damage, which was not so ideal for the Alfa Romeo driver there. But he's not far off of P4 right now, so this could be a decent gain for him as the AlphaTauri is all over the back of the Red Bull. So he's probably looking to make a move into turn 1. Surely he's going to do it this lap. Surely. Yeah, I just realised that is going to be close to Ryan. 2 laps remaining. That is going to be close to him. But Alphanesis now gaining. He's gaining enough, you know. Minico going defensive again. This could be a little bit of a switcheroo. No, it's not. Alphanesis trying to go the long way around. Excuse me. Not making it stick. But looking to come over with attack. Down to turn number 2 now. And 3. But the Red Bull's managing to keep him behind, which is crazy. Because that's going to ruin it for Alphanesis. But that's really going to help out Ritzy. Help out Ritzy quite a lot. As he's now in DRS range. I believe he can do it. He should be able to. It is close though. Look at that. It is close for the drivers. But it's just the fact the AlphaTauri is so quick in sector number 3 and 2. Look how close he gets. But then Minico's on less battery than him, so is it just about exit? Look, he just gains again and again, runs out of battery. Minico is defensive. Ritzy watching behind. Whoa! There's contact. And I must say, that was Minico defending, but there was a tap from Alphanesis. I believe that was the AlphaTauri's fault there. But I'm not too sure. That could have been a racing incident or Minico going a little bit too defensive, but he's now down in P number 6. So a top 5 is unfortunately looking to be not possible. You definitely called it for a P3 right now. But Alphanesis has not had the best of races, and he's the most that's been affected out of that one. Now down in P8. But can we talk about Ritzy here? P3 right now, right? 5.8 behind the leader. No, behind P2. And yeah. But the penultimate lap of the race, or the final lap of the race is now approaching us. And Ryan is actually 3 seconds ahead, almost, of the McLarens. It's going to be go, go, go for the final lap of the race. We set eyes on Ryan now. Final time here in Hungary for round number 5, season 10 of BRL. But the big question is, can Ryan do it and get 3 seconds open and stay ahead to win the race at Hungary here tonight? So far, he is proving that and is managing to stay with 3 seconds, but then dips down to 2 seconds again. But yeah, like you said, it is close by these drivers. But yeah, who will come out on top and who won't? But 3 seconds up again. I don't know here. It's pretty close between the two. Looking elsewhere on the back. Miniko making up a position, or not. Mozzie, P7. Yeah, Miniko will be 2 seconds, so he'll be P7. Possibly P8, I don't really know. But on board of Ryan now. Through the final couple of seconds. I don't know how he's managed to do it. 3.2. Up to the line, and he has actually won the Hungarian Grand Prix. Known as Budapest. GG's to the Ferrari driver. ORL comes in P2. Ritzy starting P1, having a tragic lap 1. Good comeback to P3. P4 for Ron Swanson on track. But then he should downgrade. No, he doesn't. He stays P4. Miniko down to P7 with that 3-second time penalty. Alphanitas in P8. Darth up to the line shortly on the soft tyres. And yeah, Darth up to the line. Hits the wall. Had enough for today. Potato on the soft tyres as well. P10. He'll be up to the line very, very shortly. Yeah. GG's to Ryan of able to pull out the gap, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, GG's to that. Well done. Awesome and thrilling race to watch. Got the real mail saying, you think there's going to be... Yeah, there'll be an F123 for sure. Defo. Of course there'll be a 23 version. Right then. The big question is, would anybody in the chat like an interview? If so, let me know. Da, 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 da. So if you would like one, let me know and I can get you one sorted now. If not, we'll just end it on a good one. Gotta have faith in the GOAT. You do indeed, you do indeed. But Ryan got a 3-second tyre penalty near the end of the race, but managing to pull it out, you know. And he wins at Hungary today, despite the 3 seconds. Yeah, he done it. GG's to Ryan there. Was not expecting that exciting race we had today. But yeah. I don't really know what's going on with interviews. Let me have a look. Bear with, guys. Just bear with. If we do, give me hang on in. We've got someone wanting to do an interview. Da 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 da. Right then, let me get everything sorted, guys, and I will be right back. So I'm putting on the BRB screen and give you some good tunes, get everything set up, and I'll be right back. I will not be long, promise you. And yeah, see you guys in a mo. Well then, I am back once again. Got everything set up, which is a good thing. And I am currently chilling with the race winner of Ryan, vibing in the wonderful Ferrari. Ryan, let me know what are your thoughts on the race win today, and yeah, just how did it go for you and yourself for today?
Well, obviously pretty well. Um, I started on hards, and you can tell pretty quickly if you're going to be decent or not. And I wasn't falling too far back. I was like, oh yeah. And then Era obviously got held up by other cars, so I came out in front on better tires. So I thought, well,
Pretty
that was
good
that.
stint, to be honest, on the hards. I would say I was pretty impressed. Pretty shocked how long you
Yeah,
managed to go on the
I mean,
tires, to be honest.
they were like real close on temperatures, so I was assuming the mediums were probably worse. But yeah, then I got the safety car and then the penalty, and I thought, well, that's cool. Second, I guess. But I don't know, managed to get the gap. It's
To
kind of
be
surprised
honest,
myself.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Like you got the safety car, which is a good thing. You got fresh tires, and then you got hit with the 3 second time penalty. So now I'm thinking, okay, it's P2 for Ryan, but then you just had like tremendous pace, so chill in the car. No like major mistakes. I believe Era had a few wobbles here and there, but yeah, excellent performance from you today. Managing to pull that 3 second gap on the last lap as well, which is insane. Yeah, tremendous race from you today. Is there anything else you'd like to add at all? Anything at all?
Uh,
Or
I don't know. Obviously, it was probably a little bit easier, and that's because the faster dudes haven't shown up. But you can only race who you're racing, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, if the faster guys don't show up, then it gives you opportunity to get decent points, So it's all GG's
Yeah.
there. But before we move over to Ritzy, uh, coming up next is of course Monza, Italy, Temple of Speed. Let me know. Are you good at that track? Are you excited for that track? Are you nervous for that
Oh,
track? How do you feel about the next one on the calendar on its way next week?
I had no idea, to be honest. Could be quick, could not be.
Okay,
Hopefully, get a decent result.
that's always what I love to hear. But yeah, if you've got nothing else to add, then if I quickly get set up and move over to Ritzy, then let me just do. Ritzy, are you here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello. Um, well, what can I say? You had an excellent qualifying, as I was watching. Mega lap from you. What happened lap one? You started on pole position, I believe. You gained P1 and stayed P1, and then he came in. I believe was it lap two or lap three? So, was there some damage? What happened?
Yeah, Era put up a hell of a fight on lap one, and we collided coming into the chicane, got damage, and I decided I was gonna stay out for longer, but I had wing damage, so there was no hope of me being able to pull up anything. So I just pitted and hoped for the best. Stayed out for a safety car, got lucky, and was able to fight back.
I mean, yeah, that was luck. I was thinking, I think Ritzy's waiting for a safety car to emerge any second. Then it did, and I must say, from the back up to the front again, P3. Surely that must be a very good recovery from you, and decent one too, from the season so far.
Yeah, I think this is considering Hungary's my best track. I think this was definitely one of my better races, not just of tier one. I think of just my career. But yeah, it could have been more. It's a shame that Eric collided, but congratulations to him as well for P2. He was almost able to get Ryan with that 3 second, but yeah, that's insane. Just being able to keep up with Ryan himself, and then congratulations to Ryan as well for not just winning, but like showing up and dominating the championship at the moment.
Exactly, like
Thank you.
amazing pace from Ryan. Like it was absolutely crazy. And yeah, managed to put out the first thing you get was crazy. But before we wrap things up, it's the same question that I asked Ryan, which I'm going to ask you. Obviously, Monza next, Italy, Temple of Speed. How are you on that track? Are you good at the track? Are you not so great? What are your thoughts and maybe a hope for a podium then, or maybe a race win? Let me know. What are you thinking right
No,
now?
I highly doubt I'm gonna be anywhere near the pace I was here at Hungary. Hopefully, I'm aiming for like P4, P5. I don't think a podium is gonna be doable at all. but we have to wait and see.
We do indeed, and that'll be next week. And yeah, more exciting racing content to come. As HT says, apparently, Ritzy, you're winning. You're the GOAT. So apparently, Ritzy, you've got HT saying you might win the next race, which would be awesome. So there we have it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, but I'm not. Don't get your hopes up.
All right, so then we won't get hopes up, but we'll wait to see what happens next week. But is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap up here today?
Nothing much. Just like once again, congratulations to the other two guys on the podium, and Ryan for continuing to show up every week. Hopefully, that'll inspire more drivers to show up and try to knock Ryan off the top spot. Because I think he's won every race he's taken part of so far.
Oh wow,
So,
okay.
yeah, hopefully we see some competition.
Well, yeah, that's awesome to hear. If you guys have anything else to add, well, Ryan and Ritzy, thank you very much for coming over today and having an interview. Feel free to leave. And yeah, once again, thank you for awesome racing and awesome battles today, I must say. So yeah, GG's to you two for podiums. And I'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
No worries. Alrighty then, guys. Well, that is round 5, tier 1 of the BRL season 10 Hungarian Grand Prix done, known as Budapest. All done and dusted now. We move to round number 6, which will be next week, and that'll be Italy, Monza, Temple of Speed. That one's going to be a fun track, I'll tell you now. Absolutely insane track. We'll see what kind of pace we can hold there. Probably in the 118s, 119s, possibly the 117s, maybe 16s. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to stay tuned, though, for tier number 2 that will be going live, I believe, very, very, very shortly. And yeah, watch out for tier 2. Enjoy that race there. Congratulations to the podium winners again. And I will see you guys next week for tier 1 of Italy. So guys, take care. Like I said, stay tuned for tier 2, which will be happening literally in 29 minutes times. HT, thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you love the comms. I'm glad to be here for the whole season and probably the next season as well. You never know. We'll see what happens. Might have a co-commentator by then if I find one. You never know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, see you in the next one. Take care. Flynn is signing off. Bye-bye.
course, he guessed me